Hi, we're back. Thanks for staying with us. And joining the studio now by Riggs Eckelberry. Of course, Riggs is the CEO of OriginClear Incorporated, OCLN is their stock symbol. Always great to have you on the show, Riggs.
Thank you.
Now, I saw a press release recently that I found very interesting because we've talked about when we had J.L. Kindler in here the last time around the program being in India, and now you've got a partner, Aspen Water, that's showcasing your services and your products in Abu Dhabi.
Well, in fact, not just in the Middle East, but throughout their worldwide network.
Okay.
Aspen Water specializes in rapid deployment purifiers, whether it's freshwater, saltwater, whatever. They supply the U.S. Army, Special Forces, FEMA, etc., but only up to a certain size.
Okay.
They only go up to what can be carried in a helicopter or a small van.
Okay.
Beyond that, they now rely on us.
And your modular water product.
Correct. So we have two divisions that are working with them. Modular Water, which I'll show you the unit that is being provided under Aspen label, because that way we take advantage of their GSA certifications. And then also a 100,000 gallon a day unit for desalination from our Progressive division in Texas.
So, you've not really gone into great detail on that. Give us a little bit more detail on that, if you would, please.
Well, a couple years ago, Progressive Water, Mark Stevens started working with Ed Ashley at Aspen Water to go for a bid in a Middle Eastern country for these desalination units, total I think of 1 million gallons per day. And it turned out that the RFP, the request for proposal, was a disaster. We rewrote the spec ourselves, so the thing is our spec. Okay. And now that's still going. It's the endless government process, but meanwhile we're taking that spec and we're opening it up to many other players. So that's also being offered in Abu Dhabi, in Baghdad also, so United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Baghdad. So that's what's happening right now, but as I say, it's worldwide.
Well, it's encouraging, as you've talked about how encouraging you are about the sales effort within your company, and we're seeing this go on now in the Middle East, in India, Abu Dhabi, the places you're talking about. I mean, you must be further encouraged by these results that you're generating.
Yes, and I love the fact that we're jump-starting a channel partner that will, they spent years getting, you know what it takes to get U.S. Army? The list of certifications is endless.
I can't even imagine.
Right, all these agencies have to buy in, and similarly for FEMA and so forth. Well, they've done that work. So we just basically plug into that, and like all our efforts in licensing is very similar, we benefit from the network and expertise of the partner on the ground.
So you're plugging into what they've already done with your plug-and-play system, your modular water.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
Now, you brought us a short video of a tsunami disaster. Why don't we take a look at that right now, and why don't you preview what we're looking at?
Well, this is, remember the tsunami down in Southeast Asia a few years ago, and this is a little quick story on what Aspen did with that.
I know the footage is dated. Let's take a look at that right now.
Clean drinking water is one of the greatest needs for survivors. Some North Texas business owners will help provide it with a rare gift that will keep thousands of people alive for weeks and months to come. Channel 8's Jim Douglas explains.
This is a mobile water purification unit, small enough to fit into an SUV, powerful enough to clean 5,000 gallons of water a day. That's life itself for at least 5,000 survivors, maybe more.
This is rated at 3.35 gallons per minute. Water leaving this unit from a river with horrible contamination, literally with dead bodies floating in it, would be baby safe coming through the system.
Aspen Water make and sell the units, mainly to the U.S. government, especially the military. The portable purification systems were in high demand after this year's hurricanes.
It will operate on any form of AC or DC on the planet.
Many of these units were earmarked for the Federal Emergency Management Agency, but FEMA agreed to delay delivery, so these can be shipped directly to tsunami victims.
Within 24 hours of the disaster, they started getting calls here from Thailand, Singapore, the Netherlands, Centers for Disease Control, but they say the first call they got was from the Texas Baptist men, and they'll be taking 2 of them over to keep survivors alive.
Within days, some of these systems will be humming along in remote villages on the other side of the world, keeping thousands of people alive. Jim Douglas, Channel 8 News.
Well, anytime I see footage of a tsunami, I mean, I'm always taken aback because it's literally, you can't do a single thing. The water just keeps coming and coming and coming. It's such a disaster.
I would not want to be there,
No.
that's for sure. So they did a fine job there. And I also wanted to show you a few slides.
Okay, let's bring those up.
And this is Ed Ashley from Aspen Water with the King of Jordan.
Wow.
And they're reviewing the special forces of Jordan taking this on. Remember last year, Hurricane Maria?
Right.
Here's Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, a whole tent city being taken care of again. Now, you know, one of the great things about the Aspen stuff is versatility. Being powered off a Hummer. Literally, their largest unit takes less power than a hair dryer.
No kidding.
Their smallest unit, a light bulb.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. And then here they are in Saudi Arabia with the KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Army. And the Army decided to spike the test by throwing a bunch of motor oil in this little tank. Came out pure. They're drinking it. This thing just had a bunch of motor oil and stinky stuff. No problem. So that's the capabilities of Aspen Water, which I'm very proud of. And I also wanted to show you the unit from Modular Water, which already existed, and now we've connected it with the Aspen relationship. And you can see here, it's on wheels, it's on a little small trailer. And as Dan Early says, an 18-year-old can run it, because that's what it's got to be, right?
Right, exactly. If it's working with the service.
Here's the interface with a latrine, standard, so it just plugs right in. And this thing goes all the way up to 160 gallons per day in 40-foot containers. So what this thing does is it deploys bigger form factor than the Aspen, but when you're setting up a base somewhere, this is a great way to do it. The key about water is that something like 80% of the convoys are carrying water when they go to Afghanistan, bottled water, which is a loss of life, et cetera. And the cost savings is 50 times less to have one of these units in the forward operating base than to ship in all the bottled water. And so it's a no-brainer, right?
It's a no-brainer.
Exactly. So it saves lives, saves money. It's really a wonderful, wonderful company that is just so well-run and profitable, and they do a wonderful job of standardizing their product line. I love how standardized they are. And that's where Modular Water is going too.
Incredible story. Once again, OriginClear Incorporated, OCLN is their stock symbol. We've reinitiated coverage of the company. We'll be following you very closely over the next several weeks. More great updates coming. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Don.